Hey everybody, this is Tanya and VSG Yo Baby Blondie. I am back to talk about part 2. Let's talk about hair. I'm sorry I wasn't able to finish in the first half to where we didn't have to go into a part 2. But hopefully going through these reviews that I'm fixing to go through, we will get through this one on this one, hopefully. Anyway, now, when they talk about your hair falling out, they're not talking about your hair becoming weak and breaking or, something like that. They're actually talking about your hair follicle, which is the bulb that is inside of your hair shaft, and it's inside of the root. So when it comes out, it's the whole follicle that comes out of your hair. It's not just, hey, my hair fell out or it broke. When your hair falls out, like they're talking about your hair follicle. Now, if your hair follicle it ever gets destroyed, if it's ever damaged in any way, it will never grow back. Never, ever. Sorry, it ain't gonna happen. If when your hair falls out and the follicle is not destroyed or has not been damaged, then yes, your hair will grow back. It will grow back, and it will grow back. Well, everybody's hair is different, but typically a person on the average averages a half an inch a month. Springtime, fall is when your hair grows the fastest. The other times is your slower months of your hair growing. But so in other words, when your hair grows out, it's not just gonna break and yes, because of our nutritions and stuff that we're actually getting in our body, our hair is going to become weaker. And yes, it will become more fragile. And it will break. And, it will split ends. And, it will shred and do all kind of crazy things for you that you're not going to like. But not only are you going to see that on the sides or the edges or whatever, but the follicle is your main thing that we're looking at here, and you don't want that damaged. And as long as that never gets damaged, you should be okay. It's going to be a scary thing because you won't know how to tell. I can look at my hair when it comes out, and I can see my bulb. And I can see, the follicle that's attached to the bulb, only because I know what I'm looking at and I know what I'm looking for. You would see a root, probably is what you would call it, but you would not know whether or not that root, by your naked eye, whether or not it is damaged. And actually, to know for a fact if it was actually damaged, you probably couldn't see it with the naked eye. But anyway, so with all that being said, hopefully, everybody's, it's going to go through this, will have a gracious hair falling out party. But until then, I want to talk about some products. I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want to start. Okay, I guess where we'll start is, a lot of people talk about this keratin thing. Now, there are a lot of products talking about keratin. A lot. There's the keratin shampoo and stuff they're trying to sell on TV. There's the different keratin things that you could buy. There's all kind of brands of stuff. And me being a licensed cosmetologist, I can actually go into my to my sales lady, and or I could go into the shop itself and into the store itself, and I can buy these products myself off the shelf where the public cannot go in and buy these things. But one of them that is supposed to be a good one, and for what it is, I believe that it is. But it is the Pro Keratin Refill Cell. Now, let me just tell you something about keratin. Keratin has absolutely nothing to do with your hair growing. Nothing. It has to do with the strength and the weakness of your hair. So if you're thinking, well, let me get something with keratin or whatever, I don't care what anybody tells you. I mean, look it up for yourself. Google it. Keratin, it will not make your hair grow. It does not have in it what makes hair grow. The only thing that makes hair grow is minoxidil. It's got to have minoxidil inside of the product to make your hair grow. Keratin does not. But keratin does do other good things for your hair. And they will talk it up, and just like even on this right here, and this comes from, you know, from State Beauty Supply. This one is actually, this is last month's book, but I got this month's book in front of me here. Because like I said, I went in there in a frenzy, and I'm like, look, okay, we got to do something. So, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do here in just a minute. But anyway, the keratin that you know, it's for weakness of the hair. It gives hair strength and resistance to aggressors like the environment, chemical services, hot tools, stuff like that can damage your natural keratin. Yes, you need keratin in your hair. I'm not saying that you don't. It's kind of like a rubber band, if you will. Your hair could get just barely a little pressure. You know, if you have one of those old rubber bands that's just been on something forever and ever and ever, and it's got cracks all the way around it, you barely touch it and the thing's gonna pop. Okay, or you got a brand new thick rubber band and you putting it around whatever you're putting it around. Let's say a newspaper. That thing's gonna hold that thing together. It ain't going nowhere because it is tough, and that is helping the strength of keeping that together. And that is what keratin does. Keratin will help keep the strength of your hair itself, but you don't lose your hair by right here. It might break there, but you're going to lose your hair from right here. This is where you're going to lose your hair, from your root. So, would I recommend anything with keratin? No, absolutely not. If you want to use something, if you want to use keratin with it, would I recommend that? Yes, I would. I would definitely. There's also something out there called Awakening, and as a matter of fact, it's put out by Surface. This is also something that only salon people can get, but I'm trying to tell you the best things. And even in me as a salon owner, cosmetologist, license, you know, the whole 9 yards, 10, 12, 15 years out now. I don't even know how to count back that far, but even me, and going into places that the normal person could not go into, still, they still cannot get their hands on, but so much, because everybody wants to say, oh, this product's going to do it, you know, and that is in a place that you would think that, hey, you know, they can go in there and get this, you know, this is going to work, you know, because that's how they promote it. So, you know, me as a licensed cosmetologist, I can go in there and buy the same exact thing that the doctors buy. And that has minoxidil in it, and to the highest strength that they buy it at. But you got to not be fooled by the other things. Now, there is a line, and I actually pulled this fact sheet while I was there, and it's made by Surface, and it's called Awaken. So y'all please be careful and do not be fooled by this. Because it does say Awaken provides a healthier scalp, producing healthier, stronger, faster growing hair. It says Awaken stimulates the blood flow, providing vital nutrients to the hair's follicle and papilla, which is true. We have to have good blood flow in order for your hair to grow, and it helps it grow faster, you know. But you would have to have a whole lot of, you know, I mean, I say it helps it grow faster. I've done scalp treatments. I mean, your hair is going to grow as fast as it's going to grow. And even when ours start to fall out, it's going to grow as fast as it's going to grow. But, you know, Awakening is sent here, and it says that it does this, and it does that, and it does this, and it does that. And then, in fact, I start going down, and I start looking, and it has no minoxidil in it. Really? Really? You're telling me that this is going to make my hair grow, but it has no minoxidil? Okay, so, number 2, I decided, nope, don't want that. Alright, so, a lot of people are going with the very next thing that is supposed to be the number 1 thing on the market. And this is what I actually went in to get. And it is Nioxin. I don't know if y'all have heard anything about Nioxin. Nioxin has minoxidil. Sorry, let me take that back. When I went in there today and I was talking to some of the different ladies, I was like, okay, this is what I want, because this is what I was told had minoxidil in it. And then I was told, no, it does not have minoxidil. And as a matter of fact, yes, this is in our book for last month, but wasn't supposed to be, because they don't even carry this. State Beauty Supply for licensed cosmetologists. They don't even carry this for us to purchase for you. They sell it at a store down the road that anybody can walk into, which right there tells you it doesn't have minoxidil in it. Okay. I am on 13 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up, and we'll do a quick part 3.